Well, the business is an energetic business, so it's very intuitive for sure. So let's give you an example of the way that my experience feels. I get a sense and a feeling that inspiration is trying to come through, and I might be guided to a certain place or just get the feeling that it's going to come through on a walk. So what I do is I start tuning into the energy of what's trying to move through me. So it could be a program, it could be an idea, it could be a venue, it could be whatever it is that wants to move through. Then what I do is I allow myself to be in the energy of the quantum. Now, the energy of the quantum is where I literally open up a stream of consciousness and I let it move through me without trying to make any sense of it. So what often happens, say a new program's coming through, in the old field, what would be likely is something comes through, I come over here and I'm like, well, how would I package that? What would it look like? How would I price it? How would I teach it? I've stopped doing that and I just allow the stream of consciousness to come through. And it looks like not a load of nonsense, but it's a bit random and it's a bit all over the place. And it's, big windows with greenery outside, something around energy, this. It's kind of this jumble. Now, what's really important is I don't shut that off until I feel it's complete. Now, that sometimes can be an hour, sometimes it can be a day, sometimes it can be 3 days. And I'm very, very careful that when I'm in that energy with what's trying to come through, I'm not doing things that are predictable, like admin in my to-do list. That waits until I'm back in my masculine and my human. This is the feminine connection that's flowing through. That is my that's my gold, yeah, that comes through. Then what's really important is we take that and we come into our humanness and we anchor, because that doesn't exist in the human form yet. It exists in the spiritual ethers and the energetic world, but that's of no use to anybody if it stays there. So watch this if you're constantly in the being and you never bring it down and birth it. So then you take that and you say, right, this now needs to be birthed. Like I literally need to bring this into something tangible. So you sit there, and this is where I would use the strategic planning and say, okay, with that, what am I going to do with it? What's going to make sense? How would that work? Does that feel good? Do I desire to do that? Yeah, yeah. And then I would take that and turn it into a plan. But we're either doing one of two things. We're either connecting in, and you might be the person who constantly has a stream of creative ideas, but never bursts them and brings them down into physical form so they float around in the ethers. Or you might be somebody who starts getting the idea, whaps it off with your human, puts it over here, and it's like, right, over it like this with your head. And you need to be able to let that flow come through you until you will feel it's done, being very, very disciplined not to take yourself out of the energy of it by doing admin or do it. You just can't in that energy. You've got to be with it. Then you've got to use your brilliant brain and your great cognitive function and your ability to strategize and do, and turn it into something, and then do from there. And that's how I do it. I always do it. And this is why I move so quickly with things that come out and programs, is because I'm constantly in that flow. And then I don't wait I just trust it was given to me. It comes through. It'll be what it's going to be. Let's put it out there into tangible form. Out it goes, and I'm constantly in that flow. So it doesn't feel like an effort to be creating, because I'm in the beingness with the energy of it. I have a belief system that I trust I'm being given this.